Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to Union Cross. So we got our new Tier 5 Prime Medals. Like I was talking about before, Prime Medals are probably going to be for every single tier. They start with Tier 4s, now they're in Tier 5s, they're going to go to Tier 6s, 7s, 8s, until they start bringing out Tier 9s or whatever else they want to do to the game that they decide, hey, instead of bringing out more tiers, let's do this instead, which they've done a couple times already. But we're going to talk about this Roxas because he is kind of special, not only being the first Tier 5 Prime Medal in the game, he's also the first Tier 5 that is pullable as a 7-star. And it's very interesting because he's got a lot of things that all the previous medals had, but more and better. The only one thing about him is that he's reverse magic, which in a way is good and in a way is bad. And we're going to talk all about that right now. So we're not really going to go over its banner because its banner is straightforward. If you want to get them, you got to pull 5 times unless you get super lucky. But along the way, as you're pulling them, you can get yourselves EX medals. So in this deal, there is Xions, there's Kyrie EXs, there's Tier 5 EX medals like Axel, Cloud, all that. So you've got a lot of choices in here, and on top of it, every pull guarantees you a skill. Now those skills can range from being total garbage to something really good if you get lucky. And if you do pull 5 times from this banner, you also get yourselves 50 VIP coins. Now, quickly, I'm going to touch up on this. I still don't agree that VIP coins are limited, and I don't like that you have to spend over exactly 30 pulls to complete the whole board, but this VIP board is in the better direction. As you guys can see, if I did pull 5 times, I'd get myself a magic mirror, power gem, speed gem, magic gem, and a moon gem, all in 5 pulls. If I continue to pull from there, it's just magic mirrors, a magic broom, magic broom, magic broom, and then another moon gem. So if I did 2 5 mercies, I could get 2 moon gems. If they just keep doing this over and over and over, eventually when you guys pull for something you really want 5 times, or there's multiple banners that count towards one board, it's going to be really good because 5 pulls is a full guilt. Like when I pulled for the Phantom, I would have got myself a moon gem. So this is nice to see. I would never recommend anyone going this high. That just makes no sense, especially because it's only related to one medal. Don't chase traits, never worth it. Traits are only for Coliseum and PvP. If that's your thing, then do what you want. But everyone else, having this little bit extra here is nice. I just really want VIP boards not to be a limited thing and not to be so expensive. Like, I had a whole video on this, so I'm not going to touch up on it, but this is better than this. Having this up here, I really don't want to see that happening. I know that that was only for the Prime medals, but that doesn't mean they're going to stop there. They might make that a permanent all upright or all reverse medals get a buff. So this is the right direction. If you miss out on all this, it's not a big deal. If you do pull, it's a little bit of a bonus. This doesn't scream that it's pay to win. This screams that it's pay to win when you see boosters up there. That makes a big difference. So this VIP board's in the right direction. Still wrong that the coins are limited. This is a big no, and the 30 pulls to complete the board is a big no. But let's talk about the medal itself and what is happening. So right now I got this opened up on KHUXtracker.com. The new Roxas, he is pretty much the best Tier 5 we have, and that was just like with all the other Prime medals. That's what's going to happen in the future. So let's say that you missed out on all the new Tier 5 Prime medals that come out, and then they release Tier 6s. Not a big deal because Tier 6 Prime medals are going to come out. Same thing with Tier 6s and so on. So if you were someone who didn't play during Tier 4 Prime medals, you've kind of just saved up all those jewels, and now you can pull in Tier 5 Prime medals, which are just better than everything. So just to compare it to its Tier 5s right away, we can see Lingering Will here is at 35.65, while Roxas here is at 35.90, so he is dominant. He is making more damage than anything else here by a long shot, especially when you go lower in the list. But on top of that, he's got 80% guilt, which is just like the new Kyrie and Xion buffers, but now you can get it in one medal having that 80% guilt. 6-star version only has 60%, so you need the 7-star version. The 7-star version is what you guys want to have. It also has targets defense down for reverse and magic by 7 tiers, like you guys can see here. and general defense down by 5 tiers. For the buffs, it's got 3 reverse strength up and 7 magic strength up. So again, this prime metal is missing strength up. You need something that has general strength to get in there and a little bit general defense, now that we have 1 extra compared to the other prime metals. So this is a big deal right here. 80% is huge, but not that big of a deal. Like I said, when Kairi and Xion came out, everyone was like, well, they have the 80% booster, that's why they're better than Xion and Kairi EX. Yeah, but going forward, that 80% booster is going to become 100, 120%, so on and so on and so on. It might stop at 100, and then eventually all metals are going to have 100, or a lot of the majority. So that's why I wasn't making a big deal of the 80% on Kairi and Xion, because I knew they would release a metal that has that. So now if you use your Kairi or your Xion along with this metal, you don't need the new Kairi or the new Xion. So other things he also does here is enemies counters, or sorry, it deals more damage when there's 1 enemy or 0 parts, meaning like a raid boss. If there's different limbs, you got to break those limbs for him to do full power. Or if there's 1 enemy left, he'll have that multiplier of 30.90. If not, he is an AoE metal that does 23.85. Now that is huge, and also single target huge. Like, this metal is just a fix to anyone that's been having power issues. If you pull this metal and you get shitty traits, it doesn't matter, because the utility on this metal is incredible. Not necessary for the buffs and debuffs if you have Kairi or Xions of any type on your Keyblade, but he can take care of himself and the rest of the Keyblade as long as they're metal with general strength up. He does everything that you need to be done. So it's great to see this all in one, and only at the small cost of 15,000 jewels. If you have it, that's great. If you don't, there will be more metals like him in an upgrade version, in a speed version, in a power version. So if you miss out on this one, it's not a big deal. He is just the first of the tier 5 prime metals, but he is a very good prime metal. The really unique thing here, again, is countdown unaffected. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure countdown means the enemy's counters. So the blue counters and the red counters, when you activate this metal, he does not touch them at all. So this metal's got so much going for him all in one package that it's just incredible to see that they released a metal like this. Not only is he a heavy damage dealer, he's got 80% guilt for everyone. He ignores enemies' counters, and he is the first reverse magic to actually be pretty decent. If we organize this, take away tier 5s, and just say reverse magic, he's at the top of the list versus tier 7 and 8s 7-star metals. He is the best 7-star reverse magic metal in the game, and that's how they're going to get the PvP players. So anyone that does enjoy PvP and wants to be the best in PvP, he is your best reversed magic metal. So any Keyblades that come out that are dedicated to reverse magic or have a couple reverse magic slots on it, you're going to need this metal to just be the best in PvP for now, until something else better comes out, like the new prime tier 6s or 7s. But currently, anyone with this metal on, let's say, the counterpoint, or sorry, not the counterpoint, the diamond dust, or even counterpoint, but diamond dust. Diamond dust, he is going to be the guy to have on your Keyblade setup, being copied by Vanitas and Riku backwards, whatever you got to do. Or you don't even have to do Vanitas. You can do Vanitas down here, and a Vanitas copying one of your best of another upright or something metal, because you can get away with that. But for any reverse magic slots, he's dominant. There is no other metal that is reverse magic that keeps up with this one, especially with all the utility he has. This is the best reverse magic metal in the game, and might be like that for quite a while. So he is definitely on top of the list for that. Just having that unaffected countdown in one metal with that amount of strength is incredible. But hopefully the other prime metals will be just like him. So with all that being said, there is an issue with him being a reverse magic metal. One is that nothing else really compares to him. You wouldn't make your stained glass metal into a 7-star, especially because these have to be in the beginning of the Keyblade slot to be good, and they are tier 8s. There is better tier 8s to make 7 stars out there. When you look at metals like this, again, tier 8s, there's better tier 8s to be out there. The thing about HD Vanitas and a certain other tier 7s and 8s is that their AoE is better than his AoE. So if you want some really strong AoE, yeah, this tier 8 will be better at AoE, but in all honesty, you rather just make single target random metals into 7 stars compared to the AoE ones for a lot of cases, because a lot of our tier 4s and 5s are able to complete the AoE groups, where a single target should be left to the bigger guys at tier 7 and 8. But the whole point is that nothing else can really compete with them. You could put Ursula there. Ursula's at 31.15, which is great. You do have Toon Xion over here. Again, 31.25 is great, and they also inflicts the enemy's countdown +1. So together, these two medals basically will ignore enemy counters. You don't have to worry about Psych's Plus anymore, or any medals or enemies that come out like that. But again, the issue is that he's reverse magic. And when we look at Keyblades, so let's start at the Starlight. Starlight, no reverse magic for a magic Keyblade. 3 wishes, there's 2, and this is all going to be level 35 Keyblades, by the way, except for maybe for the Proud Mode ones. But at level 35, 3 wishes is not that great. A 2.3 multiplier and a 2.5 multiplier. Not that strong compared to other multipliers. If you're looking to start a reverse magic setup, the thing is, reverse magic has never really been strong in this game. So, Moogle of Glory, another choice right here is Moogle Glory, which is the best one in my opinion, because you can use your HD Xion to copy it forward, and you can use your Key Art Sky to copy it backwards and just do a ton of damage. Your buffers don't really matter. You just need a ×6 buffer over here, or just use your Xion and Kairis to increase counters and all that. But like you can see, he sits really, really good here, and that is probably the best Keyblade for not being all reverse magic. The thing is, with this Keyblade, you could also put Vanitas here to copy an upright power medal. So another Keyblade with reverse magic is, of course, the counterpoint, but it has to be right in the second slot. Again, all this medal really needs is something with general defense down and strength up. So even a 0.2 Kairi right here would do you justice, and then just go in pure magic, because again, this medal has everything that you need except for upright defense down and upright strength up. So all you need is ×7 strength and 2 more general defense down, and this medal's got everything going for you. So on this Keyblade setup here, you could just go as simple as adding that 0.2 Kairi, if I can find it quickly. If you did extra attack on this medal can complete everything for you for these new Prime medals. If you guys can see, having that 3 upright, you would have ×6, you would have ×2 for this, ×2 for this, maxed out buffs for general strength, and 2 general defense down. So if you would go like this, all you gotta do is bring in magic medals now. So all you're missing is upright defense down, which some medals do that already, or you can just continue copying him backwards and then copy him another reverse magic medal here forward. But again, there's not a lot of reverse magic to go along with it. So besides the counterpoint, Stroke of Midnight doesn't have any reverse slots. What else do we got here? Stroke of Midnight, we're looking at Fairy Stars, second slot. So this is something I'm going to show you on my main account when I go back into it. But again, another feature here is that you could do this for all the buffs. General strength up, general defense down, 80% guilt. Ignoring enemies' counters is nice, but there's no restore gauges here. So if you're out of ways to restore your gauges, you need a medal that restores your gauges, unless it's not a long level. But you guys can see over here, you've got everything you pretty much need except for a couple things, because there is no speed and all that. But you gotta look at 0.2 Kairi is pretty easy to get, and you can get extra attack on it. So this is a pretty good Keyblade setup, but the thing is, it depends what your Keyblade is. I'm gonna go in a little bit more detail with my actual game and why I'm gonna pull or not pull on my accounts. So the best of the best is obviously Diamond Dust, because Diamond Dust has the highest multipliers of 3.1, 2.9, 3.1, and that's why I said this is how they're going to get people for PvP. So if you are competitive in PvP, he is kind of like a must if you want to have that Keyblade be one of your powerful Keyblades. But personally, in PvP, you either don't care about it, or if you do play it, you have one Keyblade that you throw away. That's like your turtle setup, or your triple threat setup, or just a setup to your third turn, stuff like that. You always have that one throwaway Keyblade, and usually my reverse magic Keyblades are my throwaway Keyblades, because I don't have enough on there to really justify them. Now that's personal to my account, not to everyone else. You guys can make a good Diamond Dust setup, you guys can make a good reverse magic setup. You just have to have the dedication towards that. Your jewels have to go towards that. So now that we've seen all the Keyblades, I'm going to jump back into my account and explain my thought process of why I'm not pulling or am pulling for him. So I'm going to go to my equipment right now. I'm going to show you guys one of my best Keyblade slots setups. So I do use the Fairy Stars being at 37.5. I got 63 sub slots on here, and you guys can see the multipliers. It's all above 3. This Keyblade is just my best Keyblade, and this is the one I usually focus on. So With that being said, I do have a reverse magic slot on this Keyblade that I care about, and currently I'm using that with Vanitas to copy my Key Art 17, which is no longer the best metal because this new metal does a lot better. So I've got choices now. My choice here could be that I pull the new Roxas, put him over here, and just continue this setup, or use Key Art's bonds over here, not bonds, beginnings. Use Key Art Beginnings Copycat Metal to copy backwards on him. And then I would have to replace this with HD Shion and copy forward. In all honesty, I feel pretty comfortable with this Keyblade. The amount of strength I have on this Keyblade has been conquering all the quests, and I have not struggled even the slightest with this setup. So personally for me, I'm not going to be pulling for it because other Keyblades, like I just told you, I don't really have anything else to go with it. It wouldn't be that strong. Anywhere else that has a good reverse slot. Mool of Glory, I've never really worked on, which I could because there is slots here that do match up on all our Keyblades. But Mool of Glory has a 1.9 right there, 2.37. You guys can see the multiplier slots are not that incredible, even with the 65 sub slot. That reverse power metal right there, 2.3, 2.3, compared to my fairy star slots at above 3 multipliers. I'd rather spend my jewels on speed metals, reverse power metals, magic metals, and then just leave the first 2 slots for buffers. In this case, I do have the new Kairi, so I can use this for attacking metal. It will make me a little bit stronger, and that's why I'm not pulling for this metal. As incredible as this metal is, even if I didn't have the new Kairi, I still probably wouldn't get that metal. I would consider it, because having that 80% guilt right in the beginning is a good thing. So if you guys want that 8% guilt, but you've only got that old Kairi and Shion in your setup, so let's say you have this Kairi. So if your setup look like this, you can go for the new Roxas to get that 80% guilt, because this new Kairi doesn't give that guilt increase. But metals like this give 60%. 20% is pretty big, guys. It does make a big difference. 60 to 20 will increase your damage by a big amount. So 20% isn't something to ignore. So in a sense, yes, anyone that has a Kairi or Shion, you technically can pull for that new Roxas, put them right here, and have that 80% guilt. And even if these guys come back as a mercy pull, you really don't need them because you have this over here and you've got that new metal. And like I said, future metals basically take care of themselves. Like Roxas, if I put Prime Axel. If I put Prime Axel here, he would take care of his reverse stats for himself, and he would also take care of his power stats. And then you got Woody, who takes care of his speed stats. You just need something in the beginning to increase that attribute strength up. So you can do setups like that where you don't need the new Kairi and Shion. It is just better to have this right in the beginning to max out everything, and then you just have fun. But for me personally, on this account, I'm not going to go for him. On my free-to-play account, though, the one that has like 400 days on it, I most likely am going to consider pulling for it, but it's not in the best interest at sometimes. It is right in the beginning, which is great. I'd rather use him for his utility and that 80% guilt, as long as with having that good increase of damage right in the beginning instead of just 2 buffers or copy my Shion or Kairi. It's nice to have that there, but I also got to remember that gauges are a thing. I got to worry about my SP restore in some situations. So my free-to-play account might consider it, but I'm gonna wait till the last day of the banner, which the last day of the banner does have quite a bit of days, 9 days, 10 days including today, and it wouldn't be too bad because there is a lot of tier 5s. I made a tier 5 7-star tier list showing you the best tier 5s, which was to make tier 5, into 7 stars. So while you pull for this, you can check out that video to see which tier 5 did I get. Is it a good one or is it a bad one? Is it average? Should I put skills on it that didn't come with skills? So this banner is incredible. The only thing that sucks is that it's not guaranteed every pull. Not that it would help you too much besides the utility of 80%, because if you're not doing PvP, you can't make it a 7-star. It still would be nice to have it every pull, but anyone that pulls 5 times to get the 7-star, you're most likely going to fuse them in there for traits. So you're just wasting these medals. So in a way, It's not a bad banner. It could have been better if it did have that guaranteed like every other every other tier prime medal, but I can kind of see why they did it, because this medal is incredible for the amount of utility that it has, and it'd be a very, very cheap way to make it into some extreme setups like I just showed you. But at the same time, I'd rather go for any other color. Any other color, upright magic or reverse power, reverse speed. I'd rather just see that, because a reverse speed is another issue I'm having. So I think I'd rather just see a reverse power or an upright version of all the attributes. So that is Roxas. Roxas is actually very incredible. You can't go wrong pulling from him, especially if you utilize the fairy stars a lot. He is pretty good there. If you have the new Kari and the Shion, works out. If you have the old Kari Shion, it works out. Let me know if I missed anything, because there was a lot to talk about it. I feel like I could have went into more detail about a couple things, and I thought I had more, but I can't really think about it right now. If you guys want to leave anything down in the comment section, let me know if you pulled for this medal. How's it doing for you? Did it change your game? Are you guys going to skip it? And what are you guys waiting for? If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.